There's a legend in the Tower Guard about the Empress's last resort, a safe room inside your chambers holding enough gold to buy a good-sized island. They say that this ring is one of the only 2 keys to exist.
Bastard.
What happened? Alexei. The throne room. Father! Nothing I can do alone. I need to get out of here.
Model of a whaling ship, that's no good.
Sir, how long's it?
Our most esteemed Empress. As you know, freight from Serkonos bound for Tivia is now routinely set upon by pirates or spoiled with bloodflies. In addition to the loss of Tivian lives, be they crew, dock workers, or shopkeepers, there's the material cost of the cargo itself, which can barely be calculated. If things continue unchecked, we'll be forced to cease trading with Serkonos and perhaps to even embargo ships from the southernmost isles altogether. But this need not come to pass. The Trade Commission is a reasonable body and has already considered remedies to ameliorate the situation. I've never seen that word written out before. We seek the following: independent, qualified inspectors at all ports, patrols to defend against pirates and smugglers, compensation for the previous and future losses. It is this list of remedies that I wish to discuss with you in person at the earliest possible opportunity. So far, your staff have resisted our efforts to establish a definitive time for negotiation. Prompt them to action, Majesty, for we are eager to travel to Dunwall. Until we can sit down and discuss this in a civilized fashion, I send you our best. Demyan Shurgian, Principal Tivian Trade Commissioner.
Going to take Captain Ramsey.
Your horse is cold, dire. Ramsey knows what he's doing. The man's moving up in the world. He's old blood. Let's take the throne.
There. Health is better. Ooh, set an alarm on the grandfather clock.
I used to hide frogs in this old grandfather clock to drive the housekeepers mad.
Letter from Advisor Helmswater. Empress, we face yet another murder, and I cannot remain silent in this matter. Strange is it not that all the victims have openly opposed you. If not strange, then oh so very convenient. Is there anything you wish to tell me, Majesty? How can I be an advisor if you don't include me in these most sensitive of endeavors? I feel I must be the only person in Dunwall who doesn't know the truth about the Crown Killer. Don't leave me out in the cold. I remain your trusted servant and advisor, Lenora Helmswater.
I thought life was complicated back then.
Empress, after the Royal Protector's shakedown cruise, we'll launch the ISS Jessamine Caldwin just before the anniversary of your mother's passing, pending your approval, of course. On the platform, we have a bottle of King Street brandy tied to a long tether that you will release to swing out against the hull. What you say during the ceremony is of course up to you, but here are some ideas intended to serve as food for thought. May a brisk wind hurry you to shore near far and fair. May you shelter your crew from the perils of the terrible ocean. May you always sail for Bristol true of heart and homeward bound. Yours faithfully, Advisor Wainwright. Nice. Schedule for the Middle Song's Eve. Empress, presented for your approval the schedule for Middle Song's Eve. Morning meal with Tivian Trade Commission. Presentation from the research vessel Loblolly Swift, just returned from newly discovered island chain off Pedesian continent. Midday meal with dignitaries from Morley, who will present you with a gift in exchange for your attention to their complaints. Sorry. Dedication and speech for the new wing of the infirmary. Home for aged seafarers, meeting with advisors on the issues of bloodflies in the south, evening meal with Lord Corvo at his request. Eric Plainstow, scheduling secretary. Very good. So, I'm just trying to make sure I read all the notes, because sometimes there's hints. Hints in said notes.
Should I just spin it and pick a place to hide for a while? I need time to think.
Alright. Let's get the heck out of here, shall we? Oh, I closed the window. Why did I close the window? Don't I want to go out the window?
How many times have I looked at that skyline? It feels like everything just changed.
Oh, it's a beautiful skyline. Oh, the door. Oh, yeah, that buoy's fallen down. That's why I wanted to go through the room on this side. Gotcha.
Delilah is some sort of witch. How is this possible?
Lady Emily, you're all right.
Yes.
Where's the Royal Protector?
There's a coup underway. My father is... he's imprisoned, for lack of a better word.
You've got to get out of the tower. Through your safe room. There was a captain earlier today, down at the docks. Looking for the Royal Protector. Find her.
Okay.
Get out of Dunwall.
Alexei, I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Haha. Close real quick.
No time for that now.
I know there's no time for that now. I'm having fun. Ah, excellent. Alright. Is that closed cabinet?
I need my signet ring.
Of course.
These bastards are working with Ramsay and the Duke of Serkonos.
Aha.
Emily, I know times are hard. You're the ruler of 4 nations, and I won't pretend to understand the pressure you're under. Only you, and your mother before you, could know what that's like. Whoever's killing off your enemies is doing so for calculated effect, undermining us. I do know what it's like to be blamed for murders you didn't commit, but trust me, we'll find this crown killer, and they'll pay. Tomorrow is the anniversary of her death. A sad day for sure. But I want you to remember all that's happened over the last 15 years. You've held on to the throne, and you've done what you thought was right for the people of the Empire. You drained the flooded district, kept the gangs in check, and yesterday we launched a magnificent ship bearing Jessamine's name. You're becoming the sovereign your mother wanted you to be, and I'm proud of you.
Alright. Cool. Alright, let's go. Anything else? No, up here. Okay. Open keyhole peak. How does this... if I hold? Ah, yes. That's what looks like an owl. Alright.
This shirt reeks. I gotta get a spare uniform.
Some weird asshole. Put you over here. In the closet. Enjoy your nap. The Royal Protector. Oh, geez. You know, I don't know if I really want to read all that right now. Historical record of the government positions and ranks addendum. Let's see. Corvo Tano accused of assassinating the Empress he was sworn to protect. How unlikely he would not only overcome this shame, but then redeem himself so fully as to be named Royal Protector to yet another Empress. Those of us at the College of Histories were too fast to use pen against him. Yet let us not blame historians, for the evidence against Tano was nearly overwhelming. First, he was the only Royal Protector ever to have been born of an isle other than Crystal. His foreignness is not in itself a crime, but added to the suspiciousness. Yeah, right. The most forgiving of which was that he lacked the capacity to fully understand his duties. Oh, he was an idiot. Second, he was caught quite red-handed with bloodied weapon kneeling over the body of the Empress Jessamine. Of course, it turns out that evening this damned evidence was part of a clever plot to destroy the Empress and remove Atano from interfering with the ongoing plans of the Lord Regent's conspirators. And while I admit to publishing what are now clearly incorrect conclusions regarding Corvo Atano, I will not, as some of my colleagues have done, resign my position at our venerable organization, but instead I reassert myself in the endeavor of weeding out fact from fiction to produce the most salient histories possible. Uh-huh. Sure, alright. There's stairs down here. Oh. Okay.
It's kind of dry. I could really go for a whiskey or something. Maybe one of the two penny
Maybe. Nothing over here. Ah. My room. I'll leave that locked for now. Sneak down the stairs here. Deal with this guy. Crown Killer strikes again. Dunwall citizens express shock and fear as yet another outspoken critic of Empress Emily Caldwin has met yet a violent demise. The latest victim is none other than Ichabod Boyle, notable entrepreneur and supporter of the arts. Boyle recently wrote an opinion piece harshly criticizing the Empress for what he called her slipshod style of governance and her willful neglect of duties. Authorities are convinced the Crown Killer is the culprit, given the gruesome details left at the crime scene. As Her Majesty's most outspoken adversaries fall one by one to this notorious assassin, we boldly ask, is it now the duty of the Royal Protector to murder all who dare to criticize the throne? What the heck of a con job's what this is. Good smooch, was it?
Oh, something stinks around here.
Yeah,
Not mine.
you. Asshole.
Traitors.
You're lucky Corvo didn't raise me to be a murderer. Oh, good, my health is still full. No. Just a nice tea set. And some silverware. Alright. So, I haven't actually checked my journal. Escape Dunwell Tower. Get the signet ring from Mortimer Ramsey. Open the safe room. Eliminate Mortimer. Find Mortimer Ramsey. Clues. Secret passage. There's a secret passage in the royal chambers that leads to the streets, but you need your ring to open it. New captain. A new captain goes by the name of Megan Foster arrived in Dunwell. She's looking for Corvo Tano. Maybe she can help you. Mission items. Royal quarters key. I got that. Let's see. Lauren maps. Audiograph. Law, the royal protector. Ah, yes. Maps. I have no maps yet. Travelogue. New year. We're starting a new year. Maybe 1852 will be less boring than 1851. I can't wait for Wyman to get back to Dunwall. We'll go to the abandoned mansion I discovered the other night at the edge of Rudshaw. Maybe I'll have time to turn it into a scary haunted house beforehand, using sheets and hiding an old audiograph upstairs. Wyman would love that. We'll get spooked and hold hands, screaming and laughing. Come on, Emily, you promised to be more serious and to listen at court, and you're already planning your next escape. Let's start this diary again. Proposals for a new decree on whale oil rationing and distribution. ... The anniversary. That time of year again, the anniversary of my mother's death. There's no real time for reflection, though. It's all security protocols, menus, guest lists, and it's impossible to slip out at night. I feel like a caged bird. They've already got me memorizing this year's speech. It's endless. Would it be so terrible if I just said that I remember what I remember about her? That wink she gave me even as she was scolding me after I was caught climbing the statue of my grandfather, the sound of her footsteps as she paced at night, the time we shared a cabin on a boat trip to Driscoll, or the time she agreed to let Corvo teach me to fish but then had to pull a hook from my arm. Now that would be a speech. That would be a speech. I agree. What's over here? Anything? It just looks like a place to hide, that's all.
With the throne room blocked off, we should have the time we need. Just stay here and stall anyone who comes by. I'll be back when I've searched the royal chambers, assuming I don't accidentally lock myself in this damn safe room.
We'll cover for you if anyone from the Duke's party returns. This is exciting. Everything's changing.
Yes, the natural order is reasserting itself. The Ramseys once hosted the King and Queen of Morley. Did you know that? I spent my childhood playing with the Buntings and the Boyles, the cream of society.
And very soon you'll be back at the top, Captain.
Ramsey's family fell from the aristocracy, and apparently the man holds a grudge. How it's my fault, that's beyond me. But one way or another, Ramsey is too dangerous to be left in play.
Are they just coming this way? Oh, yeah, here he goes.
I'll have a look around. Your rate.
I'll take that back, thank you.
This won't leave my hand again.
Come with me, Mr. Ramsey. You know, I'm tempted to end your pathetic little life. And I'd rather you stay alive to face the charges later. I have you arrested for treason.